As I crept towards Mom's lab door, my palms became clammy and beads of sweat formed on my brow. My hands clenched the door and I pushed it open inch by inch until the space was wide enough for me to slide into the lab. My eyes bulged and my jaw dropped when I saw it. There she was, my baby sister in a large standing tube, which was being filled with liquid.
Yeah, I already can tell this video is going to be interesting. Hey guys, waccd here, welcome back to another video, and in this video I'm going to be covering a channel so diabolical that so many people have talked about it because, well, it's just god-awful. And in this video, I'll be taking a look at jealous mom tried to clone my sister because, you know what, why not? And this is allegedly a true story, so make sure to stick around to the end for that. Also, before we get into the video, consider subscribing. It's totally free and you can always unsubscribe later. Thank you so much for your patronage. Also, leave a like on the video for absolutely nothing. It's one hell of a deal, and let's get straight into the video.
Mom! I screamed hysterically as I rushed towards my sister. What are you doing? Mom turned to me with a weathered look on her face.
What I should have done a long time ago. I want my daughter back, and this is the only way I know how.
You are probably wondering how things could have escalated to this point.
No, actually, I'm not questioning this whatsoever. It's quite normal for a mother to have, well, that look on her face and to be putting a child in an entire thing full of liquid. I wonder what the mystery juice is. No, actually, I changed my mind. I don't wonder what the mystery juice is.
So I'll start at the beginning. But before I do, let me introduce myself. Hi, I'm Amanda. If you are new here, welcome. Don't forget to like this video and subscribe to our amazing channel. Tap that notification bell so you will know when new content is posted.
Yeah, what Amanda said. Subscribe to the waccd channel. It's one hell of a channel.
Okay, back to my story. As hard as it may seem to believe, I had a pretty amazing life before my encounter with Mom in her lab. Mom and Dad are both scientists, and after I was born, they decided to branch out on their own and work from home. My parents were always there when I needed them, and being an only child, I loved the fact that I had my parents all to myself. Even though I got many things that I wanted, Mom and Dad made sure that I was responsible and respectful to everyone. When Mom announced that she was pregnant, I was 12 at the time. I was sort of sad to know that I had to share my parents, but I was also excited to have someone to play with.
Real talk though, for all you only childs out there, like, it must suck to be an only child. Like, I have a brother and I think he's a pain in the ass. He really does make me angry sometimes, and I have fought with him. I have many brothers. But when I put things into retrospect, when we're probably both adults, when all my brothers are older and we're all just chilling, drinking, or doing something, playing poker, I'm gonna be living lavish. I'm gonna be living the life. And right now it may not be the best, but I at least have them to back me up when I need them, or to help me when I do need help. Only childs literally have themselves and their parents. Which, hey, I get the attention. I love having attention from my parents, but like, there's a point where I'd probably be like, damn man, I'm lonely. And there's a reason, like, I'm not targeting you freaking only childs out there. This is not only child slander video, only child rant. But like, there's a reason only childs hang out with way more people than people that have siblings do, because, well, they just don't have as much to do at home. Alright, back with the video.
After Mom's first ultrasound, we found out that she was having twin girls. Isn't that exciting? 2 siblings to play with. I couldn't wait to meet them. That night at home we celebrated, and the next day my parents and I began to prepare for the new members of our family. The months flew by, and as the days drew closer to the birth, I was so excited that many nights I lay awake thinking about all the cool things I would teach my baby sisters. Finally, the day arrived and Mom was rushed to the hospital. Dad and I waited in the waiting area nervously as the minutes turned to hours.
Yo, Charles, that face does not look good on you.
After a few hours, a doctor came to the waiting area and asked to speak with Dad.
Is everything okay, Doc? Your wife and one of your daughters is resting comfortably.
I squeezed Dad's hand knowing that the doctor was about to share the bad news. The doctor sighed heavily.
Some complications arose during birth, and your other daughter has been rushed to the ICU. Is she going to be okay? We're doing everything that we can. In about 30 minutes, you'll be able to check in on your wife and daughter.
The doctor walked away, and Dad and I sat in the waiting room until it was time to see Mom and the baby. As the nurse escorted us to the room, I looked up at Dad, who seemed to have a blank expression on his face. That slowly changed into one of joy when we entered the room. My eyes lit up when I saw the teeny tiny baby cuddled in Mom's arms. Mom and Dad named her Faith, and my other sister Hope. While Mom and Dad spoke, I was fascinated by her 10 tiny fingers and 10 tiny toes.
That's a chunky baby, holy. I'm not sure how much I weighed as a baby. I'm pretty sure I was somewhere around like 8 pounds, but good God, that thing may weigh more than me. And yes, baby slander is on the waccd channel, and it's frequent.
I guess it was at that moment I decided that as a big sister, It was my duty to protect my little sisters. I couldn't wait to meet Hope. That, however, never came to pass. The next 2 weeks were devastating. Hope never made it past the ICU, and only my parents were allowed to see her. Mom showed me a picture of Hope, and that night I remembered bawling my eyes out and praying that she would be okay, but it wasn't meant to be. She passed away a few days later. When Mom and Faith were released, my parents organized Hope's farewell service. From that day on, my family was not the same.
Okay, I understand that this is probably, no, not probably, this may or may not be a true story. I'm not sure considering the beginning of the video, trying to clone a child, like that's fucking ridiculous. But I'm gonna skip ahead in the video because the thing's 11 minutes long and this video is already long enough. Also, if you made it this far, comment out cupcake or heart your comment. Yeah, let's get to the part where the mom tries to kill her daughter.
I didn't want Mom to lose Faith and me, but I also became afraid of what Mom was doing to Faith. That night, Dad spent the night, but he left early the next morning. The next 2 weeks, things seemed to be looking up. Mom and I actually started talking again, and things seemed to be turning around for the better. But boy, was I wrong. I woke up one morning to an extremely quiet house. After looking throughout the house, I realized that Mom and Faith were both in the lab. I turned the knob to the door of the lab, and my heart stopped when I realized it was locked. What could a 13-year-old do? If I called Dad, he would take away Faith and I. If I called the police, they would take away Mom. If we stayed, I'm not sure what kind of experiments Mom would continue on Faith. I was confused and overwhelmed, so I did absolutely nothing and hoped that Mom and Faith would come out from the lab soon. Over the next few days, I hardly saw Mom or Faith. I felt as though something was slowly crushing my breath. I had never felt so alone in my life. I weighed my options once more and realized that I needed to help Faith. I remembered my promise to my sisters to protect them no matter what, even if it was from Mom. I needed to get into the lab, so I had to wait Mom out.
I'm not sure if it's just my headset, but I hear a bzz, bzz, like in the background of this video. It is so irritating, man. Like, I am so pissed off. I have something in my eye right now, and listening to that, it makes me want to gouge my eyeballs out.
The next few hours, I lurked around the lab door like a fat kid lurks around desserts.
Yo, what is this fat people slander?
What are you doing? Mom turned to me with a weathered look on her face.
What I should have done a long time ago. I want my daughter back, and this is the only way I know how.
If you don't stop, I'm going to call Dad, I yelled as I backed up towards the door. Before I knew what was happening, Mom attacked me and was trying to tie me to her metal lab table with one of her plastic tubes. As I looked at Faith and the tube, I knew I wouldn't be long before the tube was completely filled. I had to think quickly. I looked towards the door and yelled, "Dad!" That was all it took for Mom to be distracted. I used those 2 seconds to kick hard at Mom's face. She stumbled backwards and fell against a cabinet against the wall. I scrambled to my feet and ran towards the machine. I slammed my hands on every button until the tube opened.
No!
Mom screeched behind me. I grabbed Faith as Mom slid in the ooze trying to get to us. I was barely able to make it out of the lab. I grabbed my phone on the kitchen counter and bolted out of the kitchen door. After a few minutes of running, I found a group of abandoned houses and called Dad. I told him what happened. He told me,
Ain't no way this is real. Real or not, it was still somewhat entertaining. I hope you all enjoyed. Have a blessed day. Go to something productive. Also, one thing I want to mention real quick is I have a Discord server. I don't know if you guys knew that. I talk to everyone there. It's like in the description. I also have a Twitter. If you tweet at me, I will maybe follow you back. If you tweet at me saying 10, I'll follow you back. All right. I hope you all have a wonderful day. Have a blessed day. I've said that like 5 times now. I am very tired, and I'll see you on the next one. Peace out.